In this video, I'd like to share some tips with you on how to manage a coronavirus infection. So the first thing to point out is that this is not medical advice. It's just a few suggestions, a few ideas on how to manage the condition if you are self-isolating or if you are trying to avoid infection. I'm going to give you some ideas. If you do get infected and you're self-isolating but you're not so unwell that you don't need to go to the hospital, then a couple of ideas that I'll be sharing with you may help you get through it and get better more quickly. So the first thing to do is you may notice that here on my left there is a diffuser. I think they're brilliant inventions. I think they're a bit of an upgrade on the essential oil burners that they used to have in the early days. I think these are better because they're less messy and you can put a lot more water. So the diffuser takes about 100 ml of water, it heats it up, and then you can add 3 to 5 drops of an essential oil that will, and it lets out a kind of a steam which fills the room. The best essential oils for lungs and for viral conditions generally is eucalyptus, which is really useful. Thyme is also useful. Peppermint is useful. Lemon is useful. But there are many others, including ginger. I'll just look at my list, see if I don't miss anything. Clove is also useful. And lavender will help to keep you calm and help you to sleep and breathe better. So that's one thing. The diffuser, highly recommended. You should be able to get them very easily, and they're not they're quite inexpensive to buy as well. The next thing I'd like to recommend is that if you have a dry cough and you're not feeling so good, plenty of hot fluids. Ginger tea, lemon tea, clove and cinnamon tea, remembering that clove is a fantastic analgesic and antiviral. Licorice tea is wonderful for soothing the throat, and chamomile tea will also keep you calm and improve your digestive power. Peppermint tea, we've already mentioned peppermint as a wonderful lung opening herb. It can also be taken as a tea. It's quite a good adaptogen, so it can help you to find an internal balance. Turmeric, obviously, we mustn't forget, because turmeric is pretty much great for everything. It's an anti-inflammatory, antiviral, antibacterial. It will do a whole variety of things. So hot drinks on a regular basis, several times a day. Keep yourself well hydrated. Try not to drink anything cold, and have plenty of rest. The next thing I'd like to talk about are supplements, useful supplements that you can take. Garlic is a very big one. Garlic is the best natural antibiotic. It also has antiviral and other properties. So you can, if you don't like, the best thing is actually to use raw garlic, where you braise the garlic a little bit and then you leave it for about 10 minutes for the properties to be able to take action. So the other thing you can take is selenium, which is very good for supporting the immune system. Vitamin C, I would recommend that you take at least 1,000 milligrams several times a day. This is proven to boost and support the immune system. It will help you fight infection, give you the strength to get through it a lot more quickly. Vitamin D, we are all trapped indoors, but hopefully when we go out for our daily exercise, we will be able to get some sunshine. But if we can't, then we should really be taking vitamin D supplements as well. Echinacea is a wonderful traditional herb that's used to support the immune system. It actually activates the white blood cells in the body. So I think it's best to take echinacea as a tincture. So when you do get hold of echinacea tincture, be careful to check how many drops to use on the bottle, depending on the potency. But I do recommend that you take echinacea also. So the next thing that I want to share with you is a very powerful antiviral herb that is called elderberry. Not so easy to find in the health shop, but you should be able to get supplements online. You should be able to find teas and so on with elderberry in it. So highly recommend that you use elderberry at this time to help boost your viral fighting resources. Gargling is something that is very big in Ayurveda. It has many benefits. It can help to strengthen the gums and to reduce the pathogen load that is building up in the throat. So we know that the virus settles in the throat before it goes into the lungs. So if you get into the habit of daily gargling, especially if you've been out and about, daily gargling with salty water. You can also gargle with a glass of water that's had a teaspoonful of apple cider vinegar, is also a very good idea. And you can also gargle with medicated oils, but that's really for those of you who have a bit more of an idea of what you're doing and you have those resources. But in terms of what's available in your kitchen, salty water or water with vinegar added is perfectly adequate. Try not to eat too much raw food at this time. Cooked food is very important for maintaining a good balance in your agni, in your digestive power. So plenty of hot soups, nourishing foods, and foods that are going to be easily assimilated. Spices, I recommend all the spices that I've already mentioned. I'll mention some of them again. So we have ginger, very, very wonderful spice for a whole variety of uses, including opening up and strengthening the lungs and the circulation. So we also have garlic, also already mentioned, and onions, which I'm going to talk a little bit more about in a moment. Cardamom, fennel, cumin, coriander. These are all wonderful for cooking with. They will powerfully increase your antioxidant levels and to help you fight infections a lot more easily. So the next thing I'd like to mention is there's another Ayurvedic technique called Nasya, nasal therapy. For nasal therapy, actually in Ayurveda they use a medicated drops, so you can put a couple of drops in each nostril. This helps to maintain the strength of the nasal passages, and it also helps to clear pathogens out of the sinuses and out of the head. So if you don't have any medicated oil, you can also use sesame oil. You get a dropper. Make sure the sesame oil is a little bit warm, so you can squeeze it in the palm of your hand a little bit to make the bottle warm, and then put a couple of drops in each nostril. Sesame oil is really useful for that. If you're a bit of a yogi, then this is a neti pot. I strongly recommend, especially if you've been out shopping, exercising, come back, do jala neti, where you are filling the pot with half a litre of warm water. You're adding a teaspoonful of sea salt. Best not to use a salt that has anti-caking agents. And then with warm water, you slowly pour the water through one nostril, it comes out of the other, half a tub for each side, like so. Really useful, do it every day, perhaps even twice a day, especially if you are prone to weaknesses, if you have prone to asthma, you get hay fever, or if you're out exercising, especially at this time. Don't take the risks, come back, gargle, do your nasal douching, drink your hot teas, eat your cooked food, and stay strong and healthy. The last thing I'd like to share with you is a wonderful thing that I learned the other day through a herbalist, and it is making an onion poultice. This is if you are infected, you're at home, you're self-isolating, and you're getting difficulty breathing, or you're getting chest pains, but you're not so unwell that you don't need a ventilator. So before that, if you are already unwell, call 999. Don't watch this video, don't wait. Otherwise, take an onion, chop it up like this into small pieces. Like so. And then, once you've chopped it up into small pieces, you put it in a mortar and pestle. Put it in a mortar like so, and braise it with a pestle like so. Braise it down. Now you may notice, if you're very observant, you will have noticed that I actually have a mortar and pestle here, but it's metal. So I have just learned from Herbalist, which I'll make a reference to in a moment on the screen, to not use metal because onion reacts to metal. So I have, I'm using a ceramic mortar and pestle like so with a wooden handle to be able to release all the juices from the onion. And once those juices are released, they'll make me cry in a moment, I'm sure. You take a flannel or a handkerchief or a cotton cloth, put the onion in the middle like so, tie it with a piece of string like so, and then make sure it's properly secure, and then place it against your chest and leave it there. Literally leave it there. You can sleep with it overnight, change it 2 or 3 times a day when it gets a bit manky, leave it there. It should help you to improve your breathing. It should help to reduce the discomfort and to help you get better more quickly. Thank you.